Something powerful is unfolding, and the Pleiadians want you to be aware of it before it's too late. A final cosmic shift is arriving, one that will create a distinct separation between those who are ready to ascend into the higher realms of 5D consciousness and those who remain tied to the density of the old world. This isn't a theory or a distant prophecy. It's happening now. For many awakened souls, lightworkers and starseeds, this is the very moment you've been sensing and preparing for. The signs are becoming undeniable. Energetic shifts are intensifying. Time feels like it's speeding up. Spiritual awakenings are happening at an accelerated pace. And there's a growing, persistent sense that the fabric of reality itself is changing. If you've been having vivid dreams, experiencing emotional waves you can't explain, or feeling an overwhelming pull toward something greater than yourself, you're not losing your mind. You're aligning with your soul's deeper purpose. But here's what most won't tell you. This shift isn't guaranteed for everyone. The Pleiadians have sent out a final message to those who are attuned enough to hear it. Humanity is standing at a fork in the road, and the window for making the leap into higher consciousness is narrowing rapidly. If this call goes unanswered, some will find themselves stuck in the old patterns, trapped within the heaviness of the 3D world, while others move into a new state of existence, one based on love, unity, and spiritual remembrance. This message isn't meant to scare you. It's a wake-up call. The 5D frequency isn't a distant place. It's already here. But to enter it, you have to match its vibration. That means letting go of what no longer resonates with your soul, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and stepping fully into the truth of who you are. The Pleiadians are here to guide, support, and activate us, but they cannot make the choice for us. You have to step into alignment. The final signs are already present. The doorway is open. The question is, are you ready to walk through it? Or will you look back later and wish you had responded to the most important invitation of your soul's journey? The choice is yours, but don't wait too long. Time, as we once knew it, is dissolving. The deeper meaning behind the Pleiadian message is not something meant to reach the masses. It's a message encoded for specific souls, those who are waking up spiritually, those who have always sensed that there was more to this world than what's visible, and those who feel deeply, see differently, and carry a quiet sense that they came here for a reason. If you find yourself drawn to these words, if they resonate in a way that bypasses logic and speaks straight to your soul, it's likely because you are one of those souls. This call isn't loud or dramatic. It's subtle but incredibly powerful. It nudges you through feelings, synchronicities, and sudden awakenings. It's not about convincing others. It's about listening to what's already moving within you. Earth's transformation isn't just environmental or political. It's dimensional. The entire planet is shifting into a higher frequency, aligning with greater cosmic rhythms that push all of life toward evolution. Just as a seed must crack open to become a tree, humanity is being energetically cracked open to ascend beyond the old structures and limitations. The Pleiadians, as higher dimensional beings, are not here to save us but to support and assist the unfolding of our spiritual evolution. They operate through energetic transmissions, not through the typical means we're used to, like words or technology. Their messages come through inner nudges, deep knowings, vivid dream symbols, repeating number sequences, and unshakable desires for change. These are the soul's wake-up calls. They're not coincidences. They're part of a greater communication that transcends language. And the more you listen, the more clearly you'll be able to feel your next step. Everything we are experiencing now is part of a much larger orchestration. Cosmic cycles, just like lunar phases, affect human consciousness more than most realize. Throughout history, mass spiritual awakenings have often coincided with significant celestial events. We are in one of those portals now. High-frequency energies are streaming onto Earth, creating opportunities for awakening, healing, and deep remembering. Those who are in sync with this flow may feel more expanded and centered than ever before. But for those resisting the shift, it may manifest as confusion, resistance, or an inner disorientation that can't be explained. It's also important to understand that not all energies are working in favor of this shift. There are both visible and hidden forces that seek to keep humanity in a state of fear, distraction, and separation. These energies thrive on low vibration. They thrive when we doubt ourselves, when we fight each other, and when we forget who we really are. The Pleiadians urge those who are awakening to stay aligned, to remain connected to their inner wisdom, and to resist the temptation of slipping back into old ways of thinking or reacting. The illusions will intensify, but so will the light, and that light is within you. This message is not a prediction of doom. It's a message of empowerment. The shift is happening, and for those meant to walk this path, there's a deep inner knowing that you're being prepared for something profound, something that defies explanation, something that will change everything, not just externally, but internally, on a soul level. As for the rapid energetic acceleration we're all experiencing, it's not random. It's intentional, and it's coming from multiple directions at once. The energy of Earth itself is shifting. This planet is not just a rock floating through space. It's a living, sentient being with its own consciousness and vibrational signature. And right now, that vibration is rising. The more Earth ascends, the more all life upon her is invited to rise as well. One of the clearest markers of this shift has been the rising Schumann resonance, the measurable electromagnetic pulse of the planet. These spikes aren't just anomalies in science. They're reflections of something much deeper happening. They're influencing our bodies, our minds, and our emotional states. Many are feeling this in waves, surges of energy, sudden fatigue, emotional releases, or moments of deep insight. These aren't random symptoms. They're signs that your system is recalibrating to match the new frequency of Earth. Another reason for the increase in spiritual phenomena is the thinning of the veil. The barrier that has long separated the physical realm from the spiritual is growing more transparent. What once felt distant, psychic awareness, deep intuitive insight, mystical visions, is becoming increasingly accessible. As a result, people are waking up to truths about themselves and the world that were previously hidden. Secrets are surfacing, synchronicities are becoming more frequent, and many are feeling an inner call they can't ignore. The sun also plays a major role in this acceleration. It's not just a source of warmth, it's a cosmic transmitter. Solar flares and plasma bursts send high-frequency energy directly into our atmosphere, impacting not only the Earth but our very DNA. These solar waves act as spiritual activators. Many people report headaches, sleeplessness, emotional swings, and bursts of creativity during solar activity. These energies are not random. They are catalysts designed to assist us in our spiritual evolution. At the heart of this shift are Earth's crystalline grids, energetic networks that carry and anchor higher dimensional frequencies. These grids are reawakening. Sacred sites, vortex points, and even certain individuals are acting as conduits, helping to stabilize and distribute these frequencies. If you've ever felt pulled toward a specific location without knowing why, it may be because your soul is responding to these grid energies. They call to those who are energetically sensitive, aligning them with places that hold ancient wisdom and spiritual power. All of these forces, the Earth's rising frequency, the solar activations, the crystalline grid reawakening, are converging to create a moment unlike any other. And it's not something happening outside of us. We are not separate from this shift. We are the shift. As the Earth evolves, so do we. It's not just about physical change, it's about spiritual embodiment. It's about stepping into the truth of who we really are. Those who are attuned to this transformation are already beginning to experience expansions of consciousness, intuitive downloads, new levels of perception, and even spiritual gifts they didn't know they had. Old energies are falling away. Old versions of the self are being released. This is a process of rebirth, not always easy, but deeply sacred. What matters most now is not being perfect or having all the answers. What matters is presence, listening, trusting what you feel more than what you're told, following the subtle guidance that is moving through your body, your dreams, your emotions. This is how the soul speaks, and it's speaking louder than ever before. The transformation we're in is not just about surviving change. It's about embodying a new consciousness, one that is rooted in love, unity, and the remembrance of why we came here. The call has gone out, and those who were meant to hear it are hearing it now. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not imagining things. Something very real and transformative is happening, not just out there in the cosmos, but right here in your day-to-day life. The shift into 5D consciousness isn't just a spiritual theory or an energetic idea floating above us. It's an experience that's now being felt on the ground, in the bones, in the emotions, and in the fabric of how you live, think, and move through the world. As the Earth's energy changes, it becomes impossible to live the same way you always have. What once made sense might suddenly feel empty. What once felt out of reach might now feel like home. You're not losing your way, you're being pulled into a deeper alignment. The change used to feel subtle, but it's not gradual anymore. For many, it's undeniable now. You might notice that the goals you used to pour your heart into don't light you up anymore. The job that once gave you a sense of purpose might now feel hollow. Relationships that used to feel comforting might start to feel heavy or forced. Even dreams you chased for years might no longer feel like they belong to you. This isn't because you failed or lost your way. It's because your soul is no longer resonating with the energy of the old world. That old world was built on fear, external validation, and control, and you're not meant to live from that place anymore. This can be a confusing experience. There might be a sense of mourning for the life you're leaving behind. But what you're really doing is discovering your actual purpose, the one that's aligned with your heart, your truth, and your higher self. And that kind of purpose doesn't come from striving. It emerges from within, once the old noise falls away. With this shift comes a wave of intense emotional movement. One moment, you might feel deeply connected, peaceful, full of love. And in the next, you might find yourself overwhelmed, anxious, or even angry without understanding why. That emotional roller coaster is not a sign of instability. It's a sign of transformation. Your body, your mind, your energy systems are adjusting to powerful new frequencies. Emotions that were buried for years are surfacing so they can finally be felt, honored, and released. The more you resist them, the more they intensify. But when you stop judging your feelings and start allowing them to move through you, they begin to dissolve, leaving behind a sense of clarity and lightness. You might also find yourself drifting away from the things that used to entertain or distract you. Social media, endless scrolling, shopping, meaningless small talk. These might start to feel empty. Instead, there's a magnetic pull toward nature, silence, simplicity. You may feel more at peace walking barefoot on grass than being in a crowded room. You may crave sunlight, trees, oceans, fresh air. That's not coincidence. Nature holds the purest form of energy. It vibrates with the frequency your soul is now remembering. As you shift into higher awareness, you naturally detach from things that kept your attention in a lower state. Happiness, you start to realize, doesn't live in the next purchase or the next distraction. It lives in your presence. Another unexpected change is this new sense of just knowing. You might suddenly understand something before it's said. You might feel like you can sense the future, feel what someone is going to say, or know the right decision without needing to analyze it. This is your intuition waking up and strengthening. The more you trust it, the more it speaks. The veil between thought and reality is becoming thinner, and you're beginning to access truths beyond the five senses. This isn't fantasy. It's a natural part of your consciousness expanding. Even time itself is starting to behave differently. Some days pass in a blink, while others stretch endlessly. You might forget what day it is or feel like something that happened years ago just occurred. That's because time, as it was known in the old world, was rigid. But in this new frequency, time becomes fluid. When you're present and aligned, time can feel like it stops, When you're disconnected, it can slip through your fingers. You're learning that time is not a master to serve, but a current to flow with. Yes, these shifts can feel strange, sometimes unsettling. But they're not signs that something is wrong. They're signals that you're no longer plugged into an artificial system. You're not here to play out a pre-written story anymore. You're here to write a new one. And as these energies move through you, you are stepping into a more truthful, authentic, liberated version of yourself. It takes trust. It takes surrender. But you're not alone in this. And yet, as this awakening happens, there is something else unfolding quietly in the background. A deeper, more subtle conflict that isn't fought with weapons or noise, but with energy and awareness. While many are beginning to rise into 5D frequencies, there are also forces working to keep humanity anchored in the old, heavy vibrations of 3D. These forces don't always show up in obvious ways. They operate through fear, manipulation, and disconnection. They're not interested in your awakening. They're invested in your distraction. Fear is their most powerful tool. Fear keeps people small. It creates separation. It clouds judgment. And when people are in a constant state of fear about their health, their future, their finances, their worth, they become easier to control. Fear lowers your vibration and keeps you from connecting to your own power. And it can be triggered in so many ways. Through the media, through constant stimulation, through crisis after crisis. When fear dominates the collective field, it becomes harder to feel peace, love, or clarity. It becomes harder to rise. The media plays a significant role in this dynamic. It floods consciousness with anxiety, chaos, and division. It fills minds with noise and hearts with worry. And over time, this suppresses spiritual growth. It keeps people caught in loops of reaction rather than stillness, keeps their eyes on conflict instead of creation. Recognizing this is the first step. When you start seeing fear for what it is, a tactic rather than a truth, you begin to reclaim your awareness. Another way these forces work is through social conditioning. From the time people are born, they're trained to follow systems that limit their potential. They're told what to believe, what success looks like, how to behave, what to fear, and what to value. They're pushed into roles, worker, consumer, follower, that keep them tied to the old world. This programming tells you to define yourself through status, through possessions, through how others see you. But all of that pulls you away from your true self. It narrows your path. It silences your intuition. As more people begin to question these systems, the cracks are starting to show. Long-held narratives are falling apart, stories we've been told about power, history, and reality itself. The old structures that were built on control and suppression are losing their grip. Hidden truths are surfacing. Things that were once brushed off as fantasy or conspiracy are now being seen in a new light. It can be unsettling to witness the collapse of the familiar, but it's also necessary. It clears the space for truth, and those who are ready will step into that truth with clarity and strength. Technology, while it holds potential for connection and advancement, has also become a tool for manipulation. Constant exposure to screens, notifications, and noise keeps people in a low-frequency state. It pulls attention away from the present moment and floods the nervous system with artificial energy. It becomes harder to hear your intuition when your mind is always elsewhere. The frequency of these devices doesn't match the frequency of your soul. And the more you're plugged in, the more disconnected you become from yourself. But perhaps the most difficult challenge in this silent battle is the cycle of negative energy loops. These are internal patterns, thoughts, emotions, reactions that repeat over and over, keeping you trapped in old pain. Loops of self-doubt, fear, unworthiness, anger, or confusion. They often come from past wounds or unresolved trauma, and they create a reality that mirrors them. The more you believe you're not enough, the more situations you attract that reinforce that belief. These loops are not your fault, but they are your responsibility to break. And once you see them clearly, you can choose a new way. Through mindfulness, forgiveness, and compassion, You can start rewriting those patterns. You can release what no longer belongs and create space for higher energy to enter. The battles happening during this time of ascension are not reasons to fear. They are opportunities to rise. Every time you choose love over fear, awareness over reaction, presence over distraction, you are reclaiming your power. You are not powerless in this. You are the one awakening. The shift is not just a global event. It is personal, intimate, and alive within you. And as you continue to open, release, and realign, you're helping anchor a new frequency on Earth. One where truth, connection, and love become the foundation. One where your soul is finally free to lead. You have the power to rise above what weighs you down and align with the higher energies of love, light, and unity that are gently pulling you forward. The true battle isn't happening in the outside world. It's unfolding within you. And it's through the mastery of your own energy that you can become a light for others to follow. This shift into 5D isn't automatic or guaranteed. It requires conscious decision-making and intentional action. The transition to a higher reality won't simply happen on its own. It calls for your active participation. While the universe is opening a doorway toward ascension, it's up to you to walk through it. We often expect some grand, mystical event to bring transformation, but the truth is, the real magic happens when we take responsibility for our inner growth. Ascension is a deeply personal experience. No one can do it for you. It's not something that's handed down or triggered by external forces. It unfolds through your own willingness to awaken and evolve. Each step forward comes from a conscious choice to align with the higher vibrations now available to you. The universe is offering everything you need to evolve, but the decision to embrace this gift lies entirely in your hands. To begin this journey, you first need to understand that the path to ascension isn't something that just appears in front of you. It's something you must intentionally walk. Stepping into higher states of consciousness means being ready to grow beyond the limits and beliefs that once defined your reality. Although cosmic and earthly energies are working in your favor, they can't carry you unless you choose to align with them. You might feel the pull to rise, but only through your own dedication and willingness to grow will you experience the profound transformation that this shift offers. No one else can make this choice for you. It's a decision only you can make. And once you do, that choice becomes the foundation for the world you begin to create around you. The power to elevate your consciousness doesn't lie in any external force. It has always lived within you. An essential part of this transformation is confronting the fears and doubts that live quietly in your subconscious. These hidden beliefs act as silent barriers that keep you from fully stepping into your divine potential. Many of these limiting ideas were imprinted early in life. Things like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve happiness," or "the world is a dangerous place." They've shaped the way you think, feel, and respond to life, even if you're not consciously aware of them. But they can be shifted. Reprogramming these subconscious patterns is part of freeing yourself from the old structures of the 3D world. This healing can take many forms: meditation, affirmations, energy healing, or working with a spiritual guide or therapist. As you begin to replace these old beliefs with new ones grounded in love, trust, and abundance, you create more space for your true self to shine. This isn't just about healing the past. It's about opening the way for a more vibrant, soul-aligned future. Another powerful step in the journey to 5D is deepening your relationship with your higher self. Your higher self is the eternal part of you that holds divine wisdom, soul memory, and guidance from beyond the veil of time and space. In the 3D world, many of us are conditioned to seek answers outside of ourselves, from family, friends, media, or society. But in 5D, you are being asked to tune inward, to trust the subtle inner nudges that come from your own soul. Your higher self communicates through intuition, gut feelings, and quiet knowing. It doesn't shout, but its wisdom is always available. The more you listen to this voice, the clearer it becomes. And the more you trust it, the stronger your connection to your inner guidance will grow. Even when the messages seem to defy logic, your heart will know the truth. This inner compass is your greatest ally on the path of ascension. Learning to let go is another vital part of aligning with this higher reality. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop attaching your identity, worth, or happiness to things outside of yourself. In the 3D world, people often define themselves by what they own, who they know, or what society tells them they should be. But as you move into higher consciousness, you begin to realize that your essence has never depended on any of that. Letting go of outdated beliefs, unhealthy attachments, and limiting identities clears the way for your true self to emerge. It allows you to move with the current of universal energy, instead of constantly resisting it. Detachment gives you the freedom to simply be, without needing validation, approval, or anything external to feel whole. It's about standing in your truth, no longer bound by the illusions of separation or scarcity. Daily alignment is what anchors this shift into your life. The movement into 5D isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. The way you think, feel, speak, and act all contribute to the frequency you are broadcasting to the universe. And the frequency you hold determines the reality you experience. If you want to live in the higher dimensions, your choices must reflect that intention. Living in alignment means waking each day with purpose. It's choosing gratitude even when things aren't perfect. It's carving out space for silence, meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection. It's responding to challenges with love instead of fear and letting your actions be guided by your deepest values. Over time, these small, consistent choices become the blueprint for the life you're building. They become the stepping stones to the reality your soul is longing to create. This shift cannot be forced, but it also won't simply pass you by if you're willing to embrace it. The universe is extending an invitation to a higher state of being. You don't need to be perfect to accept it. You just need to be willing. By releasing your fears, trusting your inner wisdom, letting go of what no longer serves you, and aligning with love each day, you begin to experience the magic of living in your soul's truth. The power to reshape your life doesn't lie somewhere outside you. It is and always has been within your own hands. As we continue to evolve and move through this global ascension process, the energetic shifts around us are growing stronger. For sensitive souls, this increase in energy can be both powerful and exhausting. Spiritual fatigue is real, and without proper care, it can leave you feeling drained and disconnected. But you are not alone. The Pleiadians, beings of light from higher realms, are offering guidance to help you navigate these intense transitions with strength and grace. One of their most important messages is about avoiding spiritual exhaustion as these shifts intensify. When planetary energy surges, it can be tempting to throw yourself into spiritual practices, hoping to keep up. But your body and soul also need time to rest and integrate. You don't have to do it all at once. Taking breaks, giving yourself permission to pause, and resting when needed are not signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. The Pleiadians encourage grounding yourself regularly. This can be as simple as walking barefoot on the earth, sitting under a tree, or even just focusing on your breath. These small acts of presence help stabilize your energy and reconnect you to the natural rhythms of the earth. When you allow your energy to settle, you're able to receive more from the higher frequencies without becoming overwhelmed. They also speak about the importance of activating your inner light. Every human carries within them a divine spark, a radiant frequency that connects directly to Source. As you awaken and expand spiritually, this light can become stronger and more vibrant. When you raise your vibration consciously, you not only protect yourself from lower energies, but also become a beacon that attracts healing, clarity, and guidance from the universe. One way to ignite this inner light is through visualization. Imagine your heart center glowing with brilliant golden light. See it expanding through your body, surrounding you in a luminous field. This light is your natural shield, your energetic armor, and your direct connection to divine truth. It strengthens you from within and helps you stay attuned to the higher dimensions. even when the world around you feels chaotic. The Pleiadians also remind us of the sacredness of silence. In our noisy, busy world, silence is rare, but it's in those quiet moments that we can hear the voice of our soul most clearly. Stillness is where divine guidance becomes audible. When you step away from distractions and sit in stillness, even for a few moments, you make space for clarity to rise and wisdom to emerge. Whether you meditate, walk in nature, or simply rest in quiet, these moments recalibrate your energy and reconnect you to the infinite. This path you're walking isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you already are. The guidance is all around you. The energy is supporting you. The door to higher consciousness is wide open, but only you can step through it. Every time you choose love over fear, presence over distraction, and truth over illusion, you align more deeply with the life your soul came here to live. You are not here by accident. You are a part of something extraordinary. And every breath, every intention, every moment of courage is helping shape the new earth that is being born through you. Keep going, keep rising. The light within you is more powerful than you can yet imagine, and it's ready to shine. By embracing this path, you begin to nurture a deep sense of inner peace that becomes a protective force around your energy field. The Pleiadians emphasize how important it is to reconnect with the Earth's elements on a profound level. These natural forces, water, air, fire, and earth, hold tremendous healing potential and work in harmony with our spiritual evolution. Each element carries a unique frequency that supports our energetic well-being in its own way. Water is often associated with purification. It has the remarkable ability to cleanse not just the physical body, but also emotional and energetic residue. Immersing yourself in water or even simply being near it can help you release emotional heaviness and clear energetic blocks. Air, with its light, moving nature, brings clarity and helps rejuvenate your mental space. Just stepping outside and breathing deeply can refresh your spirit in ways that go far beyond the physical act of breathing. Fire is the element of transformation and passion. Its essence burns away what no longer serves you, empowering you to let go of old patterns and awaken your inner drive. And then there is earth, the grounding, stabilizing force that helps anchor you to the present moment. Walking barefoot on soil, sitting under a tree, or just feeling the solidness beneath you can bring a deep sense of balance and connection. When you engage consciously with these elements, you harmonize with the rhythms of the planet. These acts may seem simple, but they are incredibly potent. They realign your energy field and support your emotional and spiritual resilience, especially during this ascension process that is accelerating across the planet. The Pleiadians also share guidance about protecting your energy as it rises into higher vibrational states. As your frequency increases, so does your light. And that light naturally begins to attract more attention, both from supportive forces and from energies that are not as aligned. Not all of these influences are visible or obvious. Some may come in the form of draining interactions, chaotic environments, or energetic interference from realms we don't typically perceive with the physical senses. That's why it's important to learn how to activate your own field of protection. The Pleiadians suggest visualizing a shield of light surrounding your aura. It could be a glowing sphere of white or golden light. Whatever color feels right to you. This shield acts as a buffer, helping you maintain your frequency no matter what energies you encounter. You can also enhance this protective field with the support of crystals like black tourmaline or selenite, or through spiritual cleansing practices such as visualizations, meditative breathwork, or salt baths. These rituals are not just symbolic. They have a real energetic impact, but shielding yourself is only one part of it. Strengthening your field means cultivating your own inner light. It's about becoming so aligned, so radiant, that lower energies simply cannot reach you. Spending time in stillness, immersing yourself in nature, and consciously connecting with the elements all help you reinforce this light. The more consistently you tend to your energy, the easier it becomes to flow through these rapid changes with grace. The Pleiadians want us to remember that we're not powerless in this process. We are not here to simply endure the shift, we are here to participate in it fully. Every conscious choice we make, every moment of presence, every act of love adds to the light of this collective transformation. We are not at the mercy of these shifts. We are co-creators of the new reality they are ushering in. As humanity enters the space of 5D reality, the change is not just spiritual or energetic. It redefines everything. This is not some far-off possibility. It's happening now. The moment the shift begins to integrate within you, your perception of life starts to change in very real ways. This transformation isn't theoretical. It's something you will feel in your bones, your thoughts, and the experiences unfolding around you. One of the first things you might notice is the way old structures seem to crumble. Systems that once felt unshakable begin to lose their grip. Beliefs that once defined your identity no longer resonate. In the third-dimensional world, much of life was shaped by control, by systems that dictated how we should think, feel, or live. But in 5D, those limitations dissolve. Separation, scarcity, and fear begin to lose their power. What emerges in their place is freedom. Freedom to be your authentic self, free from the expectations and patterns of the past. This new freedom doesn't mean chaos. It means clarity. It means you are no longer confined by the old programs that told you who you had to be. You are now supported in being who you truly are. In this expanded reality, your thoughts take on new power. They become tools of creation, vibrating into existence at a much faster pace. What you think and feel begins to manifest directly, which means your inner world becomes even more important. What you focus on will shape the world you walk into. With this sensitivity, awareness becomes crucial. You start to notice how your fears, intentions, and desires are showing up around you. And rather than being overwhelmed by this, you begin to master it. You begin to consciously create your life from a place of love, wholeness, and truth. It's not about controlling every thought, but becoming intentional, guiding your focus toward what you want to expand. This is how you step into the role of conscious creator. As your consciousness expands in this way, abilities that were once dormant start coming online. Telepathy becomes more natural. You can sense people's emotions, understand their thoughts, and connect beyond words. Energy healing becomes accessible, not as a special skill for a few, but as a natural part of who you are. You might notice that you can soothe someone just by holding space for them, or feel energy move through your hands as you set an intention to heal. These aren't fantasy. They are real, tangible experiences for those tuning into higher frequencies. You also begin to see the world differently. The veil that once separated things, me from you, spirit from matter, light from dark, begins to thin. In the old paradigm, life often felt divided and fragmented. But in 5D, you begin to see how everything is connected. You start to feel this deep knowing that you are part of something infinite. You're not a separate drop. You're the whole ocean expressing itself in a single moment. The sense of duality fades, and with it goes the weight of judgment, comparison, and resistance. What remains is unity, peace, knowing. Another powerful shift in the 5D experience is the alignment with divine timing. In the third dimension, time felt like a pressure, a constant rush or delay. But once you enter the higher frequencies, time begins to flow in a completely different way. You'll start to notice how things align more effortlessly. The right people, the right opportunities, even the answers you've been seeking. They all arrive when you are ready for them. It's no longer about pushing or forcing outcomes. It's about flowing with a divine rhythm that has always been there, but now you can finally hear it. You'll begin to trust life more. You'll see how everything that unfolds is part of a greater design, and in that trust, you'll find yourself more relaxed, more present, and more connected to what really matters. This is what it means to live in alignment with the universe, to stop resisting what is and start dancing with it. The Pleiadians offer one final message, and it comes with great urgency. We are nearing the completion of a massive spiritual cycle. This isn't a concept or a metaphor. It's real, it's happening now, and the energies supporting it are intensifying. For those attuned to the higher frequencies, this may already feel like a tidal wave of transformation, synchronicities, inner shifts, and divine downloads. This final energetic wave isn't meant to push you into fear. It's meant to activate your highest potential. But the time to choose is now. The window is still open, but it won't remain that way forever. Once the shift anchors fully, we enter a new cycle, and the old pathways will no longer be accessible in the same way. So if you've been hesitating, doubting, or waiting for the right time, this is your sign. The moment has arrived. There is no more waiting. The future is being shaped by the choices we make in this exact moment. If your path feels unclear, the Pleiadians urge you to trust the guidance within. Feeling lost is not a failure. It's a sign that you're expanding. You're moving beyond your old framework into something far more profound. Let that discomfort remind you that growth is happening. You are being called into a new level of consciousness, and even if it feels unfamiliar now, your soul recognizes this path. We are not just passing through a phase. We are participating in the rebirth of an entire reality. The energy is here. The shift is now. And every thought, every intention, every act of love matters more than ever. When things feel uncertain, the most powerful thing you can do is slow down. Take a deep breath and reconnect with your higher self. Even when clarity seems distant, your soul already knows the way. Trusting yourself during these moments of confusion will naturally lead you toward the light. The Pleiadians want you to remember that your soul's journey is entirely your own. There's no universal path to ascension because no two souls are the same. What matters most is staying open, surrendering to the process, and allowing divine energy to gently guide your steps. You're not walking this path alone. There are unseen forces working in your favor. There will come a moment, a real moment, not symbolic, when you'll feel called to make a clear and powerful decision about your path. This isn't just an idea or a concept. It's a true energetic portal that marks a complete shift in consciousness. It's the gateway between everything that once was and everything that is waiting to become. You may experience it as a quiet, inner certainty, or it might arrive with a sudden wave of intense energy. Either way, you'll feel it deep in your soul. When this threshold appears, you'll be faced with a choice: to cross over into a new, elevated way of being, or to stay behind in the familiar patterns of fear, doubt, and separation. The Pleiadians are urging you to stay aware and present, so that when this moment arrives, you're ready to walk through it with courage. This moment won't be something you can logically analyze. It will be something your heart understands instantly. Once you take that step, the transformation that follows will be profound. Your spiritual evolution will accelerate, and everything will begin to change quickly. But remember, this isn't about leaving the world behind. Ascension isn't about escaping your physical life. It's about changing the frequency at which you experience it. A common misunderstanding is that ascension means disappearing from this world or moving into a different dimension entirely. The Pleiadians want to clarify that this isn't the case. Ascension is a shift in perception and vibration. It's a deep, internal transformation that changes how you see, feel, and move through the world. Rather than being stuck in the heavy, low-frequency patterns of fear, conflict, and limitation, you begin to attune yourself to the higher vibrations of love, unity, and divine presence. Your outer world may look the same, but your inner experience of it becomes entirely different. Your body remains rooted in the same earth, but your consciousness rises into a higher dimensional awareness. This is how ascension unfolds, not through physical relocation, but through energetic expansion. It's about remembering the divine essence that already exists within you and allowing that essence to lead your life. You begin to notice more synchronicities, experience deeper levels of peace, and feel more connected to everything around you. The illusion of separation begins to fade, and a new, unified reality takes its place. Right now, the moment of choice is upon you. It's not far away. It's here. This is the point where you must decide whether to continue living within the old structures or to embrace the shift into a higher way of being. The Pleiadians are very clear. The waiting period is over. No more hesitating. No more second guessing. You are standing at the edge of transformation, and the invitation to rise is right in front of you. This is a call to align with the energies of love, light, and unity that are pouring into the planet right now. It's a call to let go of fear and to stop clinging to the outdated systems and stories that no longer serve you. The question is, are you ready to rise? Are you willing to release what has kept you small and afraid? Are you ready to claim your place in a new world where your soul can thrive? The decision you make now is powerful. It will shape not only your future, but the reality you live in every single day. If you say yes to the shift, know that you're not alone. You are surrounded by higher beings, your own soul's wisdom, and divine support. The Pleiadians are walking beside you, holding space for you, offering you their guidance as you step into your true potential. Everything you need is already within you. The energy is here. The doorway is open. The path is illuminated. All that's left is for you to take that first step with your heart wide open. The final message from the Pleiadians is filled with urgency and love. They want you to understand that this is the moment. This is the turning point. The time is now. The shift is no longer something far off in the distance. It's happening, and you are a part of it. You've always known this moment would come. You've felt it in your dreams, your meditations, your moments of stillness. It has been whispering to you through signs, nudges, and intuitive knowing. And now, it stands before you, ready to welcome you into a higher reality where you can live fully from your soul, where you can align completely with who you truly are.